Bardic Cauldron Adventures, young and old, where daring adventures and terrible jokes are told. Welcome back, everyone, to our next session of Lost in Dreadspace. So excited for you guys to be here with us this evening. And let's go ahead and jump in and get started. No reason for delay. No special announcements of any kind. So we will jump in with a quick recap. And hopefully I do this command correctly. Beautiful. Last time on Lost in Dreadspace, as our the crew of the Void Flyer assembled their game plan for what was going to be happening next, future plans for the ship, as well as future projects as well, were talked about and discussed. Next moves were made. Next following day, and in this strange world, the party received a message from Lust. Her reaching out, saying that she had gone back to the place where they first met. The party did not delay. They took one of their skitters back to this little mountainside lab where they had first made their arrival to this strange world, meeting back up with Lust and learning some interesting things about what this place was used for and what secrets lie beneath, as they find a mindflayers lair beneath this lab that the Sirlon was producing and experimenting in, finding all sorts of tadpoles, both infant and still not hatched, as well as a large shrine area to some sort of eldritch deity of some kind. But before the party could continue on, the visage of a nautiloid ship appeared on a screen that Demagra had been watching, and that is where we return. I know there's some other things that you guys had learned, but that, I think I hit all the main points. You guys noticed that the ships had been able to come and go. It seemed, at least the mindflayer ships were. But you guys are currently right here when we left off. So this gives you now all a chance to react to what Demakra just told you.
Not all at once here.
Yep, not all at once.
I suggest we get out of here.
Sounds like a plan.
I definitely concur.
Think we'll be able to sneak past them?
It's either that or fight them.
I can buy you some time to escape. Then I can find my own way out. He has something that I'm looking for, so I'm not leaving until I've had my snack.
Fair
I guess
enough.
that's fair. I'm gonna start heading back the way we came.
Yeah.
Okay? You watch as Lust kind of hops down, and as you guys are now beginning to walk down, you watch as shape begins to change, and she goes ahead and takes the form of the sirloin that you guys had have locked up. And she goes ahead and is able to take one of those cloaks that he wears on and puts it on real quick before doing so. You guys are all following behind Democritus.
That's correct.
Okay. Would the party like to go ahead and make a stealth check for me?
Oh boy, okay.
Is this
Yay.
just...
Oh, I'm actually good at these.
Chalk the...
Oh boy, the one thing I'm not an expert at.
Yankees.
I got a nat 1.
Chalk the... I wanted to talk with you about this, because this might give you advantage. You should... it does give you advantage on stealth checks. Your, not only your natural armor, but it also lets you change, your skin to match. So you should get advantage on yours.
That's what I was going to ask about, is that if it was...
Yes, this would give you
Only,
advantage.
well, if it was only sound-based, then that wouldn't really help, but...
No, this changes your entire, like... It's almost like natural camouflage. So, you do yours with a natural 1 for res. Wow. Okay.
As if it makes you feel any better, I rolled a 2 and you still beat me. Got a 7.
Okay. And...
Not great
And I
rolls
got a total of 14.
here.
Yeah, not...
Ready for the next TPK? Here we go.
Not great rolls. Okay.
So let's do this.
Okay. Give me a sec. I'm gonna put you guys on a different part of the map. You guys are going to get to about, I would say, right. I'd say you guys probably get right, into this area right here before you watch as these double doors swing open and a mind flayer steps through. You can see that he is just lightly gliding across the floor. His robes, you don't even see his feet. This red, almost cloak cape that goes up past behind his neck to his bulbous, large purple head, kind of curls, almost like a very gothic vampire villain. These tentacles kind of just drip from side to side against this almost silver and black breastplate that he's wearing. Does not currently notice you. He, unfortunately, only got a total of 5 on his perception check. So, does not
Now, you said he's coming through here? You said he's coming through this spot here?
This spot right here.
He is like coming the same direction that we would be going. We will collide with each other at some point in the near future.
But you watch as Lust takes the lead. So I'm using Lust's token, but she is technically in the guise of the sirloin that's locked up in here. And you watch as they begin to go ahead and stop them and begin to have a conversation. And you watch as you see the mind flayer is kind of at ease at the moment, but you can tell at least by the way he seems to be, like his hand motions, because you cannot hear what they're saying. They seem to be doing this between each other psychically, a psychic link of some kind. But he does seem to be worried about something. But you can see that I am now going to make a check for lust. Oh yeah. You watch as Lust is able to kind of like maneuver him around this table and kind of begins to lead him down to where that large cloning, the large room where all the corpses were kept, where you guys had initially fought the Slod, giving you guys a chance to slip by.
As soon as they're out of sight, I'm sneaking onward.
Okay. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Okay. As you guys do so, you can, at this point, kind of hear the rumbling. I would say, as you guys are coming up these sets of steps, as you guys are reaching this part right here, you guys are now coming up these sets of steps right here, and you can hear almost the sound of a spelljammer ship flying off.
Flying
Can I
off?
Flying off, yes. Like you could hear the sound of the engine kind of like, it almost has this natural like rumble noise like most do. They give off this just natural arcane like pulse of some kind, but you can hear it going away at this point.
I sneak up to the door and do a perception check to make sure that's what's happening.
You can
See
see
if there
now
are any
at the current
guards?
time, what it looks like, the Nautiloid is currently, looks like it is in the middle of a 180 like turn to go off in a different direction. It is going away from where you guys are at currently.
Let's
I
wait a
will
little
give it
bit.
a few seconds.
Yeah.
It kind of goes over the mountain at this point, back in the direction of Mount Macabre, but is currently out of sight. And what's the rule? If you can't see it,
Can't see you.
and so if you guys would direct your attention, I got you guys tokens for your bikes.
Ooh,
Nice.
very snazzy.
So that is technically what your bikes look like. Minus, I would say, like, this little, like, these have probably been, like, shaved down to almost just make, like, a place for you to, like, sit your feet. And for someone to, like, sit right there if they had to. Not comfortably, but they could sit there. But currently you guys are, from what you can tell, in the clear.
I'm not gonna book it to the bikes, but I'm going to carefully move with purpose in that direction.
Move with purpose to the bikes, okay? I assume the rest of you are following suit?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Beautiful. You all make it to the bikes. You all start your bikes. And you all ride where? Or what do you do once you guys reach the bikes?
Did the Nautiloid ship go in roughly the same direction as the shop would be?
No, it went
No,
in the direction
different direction.
towards Mount Macabre, which is kind of like I would say
Got it.
Centura since you're a ranger and you're getting kind of familiar with how it is, you guys are currently right here. So it kind of did. I'll draw a purple line for like the trail it took. Kind of like that's not well. Freehand. Give me freehand. There we go. Kind of did like this kind of number right here. It's not purple, but you get the point.
Yeah. Okay. Stupid question.
Sure,
Ships
so,
have like rear view mirrors or something. I know this.
Spelljammers, you're able to see like 360 degrees.
Yeah, the pilot can like see all around.
Yeah, the pilot itself can see all around.
Okay.
Want to cut a bit south and make sure they're fully out of sight, or do we want to just book it back to the workshop?
I say we be careful.
Oh,
Let's carefully go a bit south, then jig toward the workshop, unless anyone has an objection.
No objection on my part.
Nope.
Carefully end with stealth. Something. We go back to the workshop.
Okay. You guys make it back to the workshop. And I will bring you guys on to your new map. As you guys arrive, you can see that some of the tent has been, as far as the shell itself, or the hull of the Spelljammer ship, looks like it's a little sturdier than it once was. You can see Hastefield and Harrywin are just kind of like finishing up. It looks like he's just doing an extra like coat of polish on it. Oh, you're all back. That was quicker than I thought. Well, you could at least come and see what me and Harrywin accomplished while you were gone. So, what I've done here is took some of the excess metal we had lying around, and I went ahead and took the opportunity to reinforce the hull. So, basically, what he's telling you is with this upgrade, you guys, if I'm correct, the way that I've got this written, let me double check. It should double the amount of hit points you have for the ship.
Oh, double! Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Love it.
Let me double check and make sure it's not there. Where is... I think I did... Where's the upgrade? Ship upgrades. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, no, so the ship, I believe the Damselfly is at, what, 200?
Yep.
Should be now at 400.
Dang.
Nice.
I was able to go ahead and use some of the material. You owe me at least 100 gold pieces worth of material. But I'm sure you'll pay it back in whatever time you will. On your next little run. Just think of this as sort of an advance in some of the work. He goes ahead and is able to like hoist himself up with the ropes and begins taking you around the section where the beds are. He has went ahead and done a set of bunk beds on each side. So there's a total of like 4 beds, like bunk beds, in this room. I went through your crew list and I made some decisions. There's no reason for some of you don't need to sleep. So, and I went ahead and made at least a spot for our helmsman, our pilot, looked over to Demakra, a place to rest when they're not flying. So anyone that's attuned to the Spelljammer helm will have access to this room. I would suggest making a sort of a backup pilot in case something happens to Demakra. You can, even if she is out for, say, a couple hours, you could still fly with someone else attuned to the chair. A secondary pilot. I would go ahead and decide amongst your crew who you trust with that. So the storage space is a little smaller, but there is enough room for the supplies that you have right now, and at least I could comfortably fit one of the skidders inside here, if that is something that you want to do. He goes ahead and kind of like takes you up and around. This is I went ahead and changed the design a little bit on how this was made. A little bit of fabricate and mending came in handy. Doing this, I was able to make these rooms the way I think you would want these. He goes ahead and opens this door here to the right. As you go ahead and come into this room, this is, you can tell in the back wall, there seems to be almost like this metal gray table that's kind of like against the wall with a white tablecloth. As you step into this room, a light comes on. As you approach this table, you watch as behind you, almost like a thin force field kind of opens up. So basically, Mark, this is your sick bay, at least on this side of the field, in case you need to quarantine anybody. Harrywin developed the sensor. As long as you're on this side, this field will be up, and then you can adjust it if you need to leave someone in quarantine. I went ahead and did the honors of placing all of your utensils that you'll need to operate in little trays amongst the table. And of course, on the other side of the field, he kind of motions over. Against the back wall, you see your alchemist supplies and a table for you to work at.
Nice. Sweet.
The door across is where I have you set up, Chokva. Basically, he's went ahead and made that whole side basically kind of like an armory slash work bench area. It's got your designs that you've already started on, as well as your Tinker's tools set out on a table. And it looks like there is looks like a metal plated like target, kind of like hanging up against like this small corner of the wall. I figured you needed something to test your weapons out on. That should, when it does break, give it about an hour, and it should replate itself.
Nice.
Then I also went ahead and opened up this area a little bit more for your crew and everyone to sit behind the Spelljammer helm. This is basically the changes that I've got done. We were about to take a look at your suggestions on weapons and everything. I I haven't done anything to the Mongol or the ballista. That's what we have accomplished. What do you think? Comments or concerns? Things that I can change while I have you here.
I'm quite happy and satisfied.
Yeah.
Good. Great. So, Democra.
Is this area...
So, picture that this area should be, if I'm correct. So, picture like this is the hull. This is basically like covered, like with like a thin like layer of like the Spelljammer helm. This part I don't think is open. I would, at least from the way that it looks. The only other thing I could think of is that this might be like slightly on top, kind of like how they have the damselfly top, where like it's still that same material on top. I don't know. I'm still trying to confirm that. I want to say there's also that top deck right there, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Because it definitely looks like this is like a top deck.
See, that's what I thought too. So the way that
It's like the stairs here.
Yeah,
to
so-
go to it.
yeah, see, so that's what I thought. So the only thing I can think of is so that maybe that this is technically underneath this part. Like this is technically the ceiling for this. Then of course, then you still have this open area. So
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like to me too. But, and at least for the time being, I'm going to say that you have that. So Democra, this room right here is yours, while you are attuned to the Spelljammer helm. This is basically the quarters for, because there are times that even the person flying needs to take their long rest. So this is for not only for you to take your long rest in your rest in. This is in case you need to take a break and someone else take over. So that's basically what this room is for. Plus, it's
And I can get my cuddle time in with Safi Boy.
you can. It is at least a queen size bed.
Nice.
With a little kind of writing desk and this little sconce that kind of apparates and turns on when you come in.
Sweet.
Like I said, I didn't make any other adjustments to the ship. I didn't know what you wanted to do about the weapons. 100% sure. So I figured, depending on how long it took, that's something we could probably get done today, depending if you all have final thoughts on those.
Yeah, I believe Chakta, we both kind of decide on some stuff like a grapple and like a concussive type blast thing, correct?
Yeah.
Well, those are a couple things we both were like throwing back and forth.
Okay, night.
For now, I think mainly it's just like special.
Special ammunition right now.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I've got some ideas in mind. With the grapple, are you looking for like a grappling hook? Or something to help you board other spelljamming vessels?
I'm thinking it's something that we can use to prevent an enemy ship from getting out of reach. So if we need to board, we can board. Or if we need to tow, we can tow. So it's kind of one of those type of things. It's more for like tying off and
Right. Okay. I can definitely.
And tying up, if that makes sense.
No. I think I've got an idea in mind for that. Right. I could definitely come up with some sort of concussive bolt of some kind. And I think I've got an idea for some special ammunition for the catapult while it is being used as a catapult. What do either one of you think about alchemist fire?
I was totally thinking along those lines myself. Yes.
I've got enough material to make one, maybe two, alchemist fire, ammunition for the catapult. But that's probably, that would honestly be probably the last, that would be as much as I could do for the alchemist fire. The bolts, we'll figure out what me and Harry Wynn and possibly you two could probably come up with. How was your little field trip?
Definitely informative.
Very very different.
Demakra, you get ascending from lust.
Okay.
Figured I would check in and let you know that I made it out, alright? I got what I wanted. Learned some things. There's a pause in the message. And possibly an answer of getting out.
Glad you got out too. And got what you wanted. You should meet again. Discuss information. Name the time and place. That's it.
You get another message back. I hope you don't mind, but I left a piece of me on one of your bikes, your contraptions that you had laid out underneath the lab. I'll come find you.
Noted. It'd been nice to know ahead of time. Thanks for the heads up.
Okay. At this point,
I will
Okay.
I'll inform the group of this.
Okay.
It's a little disturbing, but okay.
Yeah. Should probably figure out if we actually want Lust to find this place or not.
Well, I think Lust has kind of proven themselves that they're not necessarily against us.
And she's proven herself to us. But remember, this isn't our workshop.
Of course, I mean, she hasn't really perceived herself to be like a threat, like an outward threat in general. Lust seems to be more of like a survivor. Kind of like a product of the situation.
Survivors can do crazy things to get to their survival. Especially
True.
nasty things to people who stand in their way.
Oh,
even
absolutely.
if they don't know they're in the way.
At this point,
I think as long as we let the rest of the people at the workshop know of the possibility of Lust, that will probably go miles. That'll go a long way.
As long as they're comfortable with it, I'm fine with it.
As you're all talking, you watch now at this point, from underneath one of the bikes, this purple, almost resemblance of what you've seen Rez doing, a pseudopod drops down and begins crawling its way to the entrance.
Well, I guess that solves that. Moot point.
After some time, you could hear a voice. I never would have imagined an old mine. Interesting place. And you can see Hazel is kind of like, hello, you haven't been properly introduced. Oh, my. As she kind of like now like enters the light, and she looks like half of her is like aberrant and half of her is humanoid. As you can see, like the humanoid side is starting to like overtake the aberrant side, and she's sorry, I just finished a snack before I arrived. Takes some time. I figured you would all want this. And you see she goes ahead and pulls out this, looks like a circle, like almost like a disc, but inside a purple stone. From what I can tell, it is a resemblance of a map. And from what I can tell, there's more than just this place on it.
Well, a map is always a good place to start. I make introductions between Lust and the workshop crew so everyone knows who everyone is and is hopefully calm about it. Then take a look at the map.
You now open up the map, and you kind of shake it for a moment. Nothing happens. You kind of look at it, nothing happens. Oh, I forgot. She gives you the command word. It is the deep speech word for navigate.
Oh.
And I assume you go ahead and give that command word.
I do so. Navigate.
All right.
Whatever deep speech is.
Yeah, as you do so, you watch as the little purple crystal begins to glow, and almost a model of a system begins to arise from the map. It encompasses almost this entire workshop. Welcome. You can see that next to this almost like dead, like gray coloration, you can see that a little purple dot is kind of like beeping, like doo doo doo, pinpointing your location. This is where we are. And you can see now the name of the location you are.
Is all of this in deep speech?
This is all in deep speech.
Oh, okay.
So where is it actually showing that we're at?
It shows that you are right here. I will.
Jeez, way up
Bullet
there.
spur. Okay, I'll translate as much of this as I can for the non-deep speech speaking people.
I think that's everybody except you and
Yeah.
Lust.
Weird, special.
Yeah. That is where you are
We're
currently.
gonna have to learn deep speech if we plan to stay here for a long time.
Or at least if we're going to deal with the mind flayers for much longer.
Yeah.
From what I can tell about the device and what I learned from our mutual acquaintance, as long as that is installed on your Spelljammer, you should be able to fly right through the mists, as they do. At least, out into this open area.
Now that's a step in the right direction.
So what exactly is this a map of? Is it a wild space system?
I believe the term he used was Dreadspace.
I make a history check or something to see if I've ever heard of that.
Sure.
Ooh, nat 20 for 21.
Ooh.
I would say you were probably that person that would go into the restricted section of the Spelljammer Academy's books and try to get
All the
like
time.
yeah, like oh, okay, come on, like there's got to be something you guys aren't like teaching us. There have been rumors of sections of wild space that vanish. Worlds that once were suddenly are no longer there. There's a theory that something takes these worlds and brings it into its own system.
Okay. So to use a more traditional fantasy setting, it would be like taking a place to a different plane.
Yes.
Okay.
That is manipulated by whoever brought it there. That's at least what the theory suggests.
Do the theories suggest any hypothesize a method by which this could be done? Or by whom?
Powerful eldritch beings. I mean, we're talking like almost god level.
Yeah, Dreadspace isn't exactly great. Heard about it in this restricted book one time. Almost got caught. Then I'll explain what I know.
I'm not sure if this makes our situation look better or worse.
I'm gonna say worse.
Well, if it helps. And she kind of looks at all of you. I recognize one of these places.
Which one?
She points over to the section over here. The broken gate. After my meal, I remembered some things about my past. Before I was here, I remember being there. The memories are still fuzzy. But it's where I'm going next.
All right then.
Where I'm going to attempt to go next. I explained to all of you what exactly I am. Correct?
Yeah.
I think so, says me, the player.
I did not tell
He's
you
like a host.
the full story. My kind. We were slaves to the mindflayers. With the others, the Githyanki and such, we rose, fought, and freed ourselves. Unfortunately, we learned that my kind could not live outside of our home without a suitable host. I am chasing down memories. Of a host I once had. I don't know who they are. All I know is that they were important to me for some reason. When I arrived in Bloodspur, this is what I've learned. The mindflayers, when they were experimenting on me, not only were they taking pieces of me and making that creature, but they were taking my memories.
Can I do like a quick mental check to see if I note any gaps in my memory?
Make make an insight check. I'll say that's a suitable.
18?
From what you can tell so far, most of your memories are there. It's hard to go through and remember everything that you know, but you feel like everything's there that you need.
Okay. No notable gaps. That's all I was trying to like.
Okay, yeah, nothing like crazy dreams. The only thing that you've been experiencing since you got here was the dreams of Abaconia, and that was it. That's the only thing that's weird you've kind of experienced here. I assume that they planned to do the same to all of you.
Probably. Makes me feel a little bad for how long they must have held on to you.
I don't know. And maybe maybe I won't find all of my answers. But I'm going to try. This mindflayer, the last thing he was doing, there's a city somewhere there, in that area. He was there talking to someone. I'm gonna track them down. Do the same thing I did to that mindflayer. Rinse, repeat, until I remember
Just you got a plan.
I don't know what your plans are, but if I see you out there, good luck. You're gonna need it. Figured you at least would want this.
So, clarification, she's giving this crystal to us.
Yes.
And said that it needs to be equipped to the ship to get off this planet.
Yes.
Has she mentioned how she's getting off the planet?
I was gonna ask. How do you plan on getting off?
I think I remember the location of the vessel I used to get here. I'm going to see if it is still working. If it is still working, then it should help me get off here. If not, then I'll go from there.
I think telepathically I would send out to at least Choctha. I know can answer back. Do we want to offer her assistance? Do we want to tend to ourselves?
I was just about to offer.
I'd second that offer.
Then I'll say, well, like, not speaking for everyone, but I would be fine if you wanted to come along with us.
Yeah, seems just as reasonable as anything.
Alright. Tell you what. Give me some time to locate this vessel. I think I know whereabouts I need to go. It is an old Nyogi scouting ship. From what I can tell, it was modified to attach to another ship. It should, in theory, be able to attach to yours. If it does not, if it's not in working order, then I will abandon that ship and ride with you. No offense, I like my own space.
Quite understandable.
But I do not see why we can't tag along. If that is something that you all want to do, you all need to know what, from time to time, I do require flesh. I prefer aberration flesh. But if I can't get it, I will let you know before that happens. Might need a break from each other at that time. Think on it. If you're
Does
going
it-
to... Yes?
Does it have to be living?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, that
or
complicates
at
things.
least, if the creature is dying, it's a complicated process. I still don't understand it myself. But predominantly, yes, they have to be living.
Hey, everyone's gotta eat. Predators and prey.
Exactly. But you can take the time to think on it. Everything that I found after you all left is on there. including my initial autopsy, where they extracted my memories. As well as this map. And there were some quick notes about each area, but I did not take the time to peruse. You may do so at your own leisure. I have a vessel to find.
Happy hunting.
You watch as she goes ahead and like slinks back, and as she begins to slink back, you can see almost the change immediately as she enters the shadow from humanoid to aberration. Those sharp teeth begin to light up as she goes into hunting mode. It is just you guys in this space at this point.
I'm glad she's friendly.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
friendly. If that's your definition of friendly, I didn't want to know what you actually think is friendly.
Well, she's kind of sort of like an apex predator. But at the same time, we kind of have like, it's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Kind of, sort of.
At least for now.
Yeah. Yeah. Think of it as like our best friend is a vampire. We should be definitely terrified of her, but also at the same time, she's not like pissed off at us, so we should be okay.
Yeah, we're good for now. Should probably figure out exactly what we want to do. There's a lot of stuff going on this rock, that now we essentially have this whole new space opened up to us.
Well, we know this rock is dying. Correct? It's basically slowly dying to death.
From at least what you guys have been told, basically, yeah. It is either dead or dying. And the god that is here is dying as well. That's what you know so far.
Didn't we learn somewhere, possibly from the worm guy that in the place we just left, that Nimue, the moon dragon,
Yes,
had laid an egg before she disappeared?
she did, supposedly.
And there was something else about when something returns, so will the light.
Yes. It was once the egg is returned, so will the light.
Oh, would that then imply that it's been taken off-world?
You could probably make an insight check on that.
I will make an insight check on that.
Yeah, sure.
That only just occurred to me.
Yeah.
Hey, how about another nat 20 for a 21?
Wow, okay.
Time to burn these up.
At least from the way that it was worded, and everything kind of points to it not being here.
Okay. That actually makes me as the player feel a lot better about leaving the planet.
I mean, probably the only thing that Mark would have would be the dragon friends that we made, and
Yeah, they're
trying to
foremost
get
on my
them
list
maybe.
too.
Yeah, try to find a means of getting them off planet before abandoning this rock.
Well, nothing says you have to completely abandon it. I mean, me and Harry aren't leaving.
Besides,
You
if we find this egg somewhere,
You'll have to eventually
practically
come-
obligated to bring it back.
Of course. I really kind of feel that we need to go back and talk to the dragon people and see if there's any other references of their kind off world, or find anything more off this planet that could be linked to them, because that's probably going to be the best option in trying to find it.
They told you any records were pretty much destroyed.
Yeah, I know. But we didn't really explore too far in the city.
No, yeah, that's true too. They're at the point where they're pretty much in their little area, and they're not going to leave that area, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, unless they necessarily have to.
There is one thing I would like to do. Preferably sooner rather than later, but it involves the Drow.
I'm listening.
Kodo, the original first mate of the Void Flyer. We still need to get him.
Oh yeah, he's still MIA. That's right.
Yeah. Yep, he is currently hanging out with the Drow.
Just looking at my notes and saw that, so.
And no, I'd forgotten about Kodo.
And it seems like the Drow are, for the most, well, from what we know, haven't really been affected too much by the mind flayers, and maybe even what's going on with the planet as a whole. We don't fully know that, but so far it's a theory.
Yeah, I
Say
mean,
good,
we've heard
bad,
that
or other.
they're the aggressors, but partly because of the mind flayers. But that could be stereotyping. We haven't heard their version of the story yet.
Exactly, because they might have other records that other people don't have that we can maybe get.
That's a good point.
Well, I don't think just going and having a chat is going to go very well with them.
Generally, it does.
No, but but it's avenues we can explore if we don't get our head chopped off the moment we walk in the door. Where was the entrance to the Drow? Didn't we get like something
There's
out of
one-
that? Like somewhere in Shipwreck Cove?
Yeah, there is
Well-
supposed to be one over there.
We also know of one over with the where your dragons are.
It's
Yeah.
true, the tunnels connect.
There's a tunnel down there. I mean, honestly, if we're gonna go into, the dark, I'd rather be close to where we have people that will support us than going topside and it being just as dangerous as below.
Yeah.
I
Do
mean,
we want to give the diplomatic approach a shot first?
I think that would be probably the wisest.
At least vaguely courteous.
Then we should probably give them some reason to not kill us. Any ideas?
I was about to say.
Yeah, any ideas?
Because I don't have any.
Me either. Oh boy. Come on.
What did you give a drow?
Spider jewelry? I don't know.
I mean, if you had that, they'd just kill you and take it anyways, right?
Yeah.
Can't be something that we just have on us.
They probably wouldn't even want to talk to you
Oh.
anyway. They'd probably kill us on sight.
Yeah.
Nice if we had a mind flayer's head that we could just hold out in front of us. Hey, look what we did.
I mean, they
Well,
don't really hate
not
the
with the
mind
mind
flayers, probably.
Well, probably first and foremost, if they are the stereotypical drow, Democra, you're going to be our spokesperson. First and foremost.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
And the rest of us are going to be essentially your slave. Your slaves.
I don't know too much about drow. Could you explain to me why Democra would be the spokesperson?
They are a matriarchal society. I guess I would probably know this. Do I need to roll a history check or knowledge?
Yeah,
or anything
go ahead.
for this?
I'll just,
Because I figure I probably got this from school.
I'll just do history. I'll tell you what you do and don't know. How's it sound?
Just do a history.
Yeah.
All right, that's with guidance.
Okay.
Total of 13.
13. I would say you know predominantly. They are a matriarchal society. Led by a head priestess. They may sometimes allow males to lead a raiding party, but that's it.
Yeah.
Most of the time,
men don't really have any power
Yeah, no, they do
from
not.
a society.
You also know with the 13, they are some of the most not nice elves. Predominantly, they are known to attack any of their surface-dwelling kin on sight, unless they enslave them and make them, their slaves in the Underdark.
Yeah, and what I actually know about, how they're very family-driven as well.
Yeah, sure.
And besides being matriarchal, it's like the family and the family legacy is very important to them.
Yeah, I'll say that you know those three things.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's kind of like the basic common knowledge of drow in a, high-level overview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are definitely not people.
Yeah. They did not take any of the Dale Carnegie courses on how to make friends and influence people.
And that's even if you guys even get close enough to the Drow City, because sometimes the spiders will get to you first.
Yeah, we should also probably be looking out for Drider.
Well, yeah, there's lots of different things, other crispy critters in the dark that we'll have to be concerned with. That's a given. I would probably also know about the whole aspect of spiders being kind of like their
yeah, that's
focus
kind of, yeah.
I'm starting to feel less and less prepared.
Yeah. Nobody here has arachnophobia, right?
Spiders go squish.
This the part where Lust comes out. She's like, "I'm part spider," and she kind of calls out. Then spider comes back out. No, I'm kidding. Well, whatever it is you decide to do. I did some thinking on your fish suits, and
Yes.
a thought occurred to me. As long as you are inside the ship, you should be safe from any effects.
Of the mist.
Yes.
But I'm thinking if we need to go outside of the
Yes.
ship,
No, so what I'm
this is
saying
where our
is,
concern's going to be.
if you are looking to try and survey a way into the Underdark, perhaps a scouting mission with the ship may not be a terrible idea.
Do we know of any caverns big enough that we can fly the ship into?
These?
Big holes.
Yeah, the big holes in the ground.
I thought you said crossing the streams was bad, Egon. I thought we weren't supposed to go into the holes. The holes were bad.
That's if you are, if you're not inside the Spelljammer. He is suggesting you guys stay inside the Spelljammer at all times while you guys are, like, if you guys are doing like a quick scouting mission while you guys are waiting on the suits. That if you guys want to look around while you're waiting for the suits, the Spelljammer would be your safest bet.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Could do that. So test flight wouldn't be a bad idea after the modifications.
I'll ask if we can get the crystal map thing installed.
Oh yes, I can go ahead and get that installed. Now, if you'd like, it'll take about an hour, but I can get it done.
Yeah, we
That's
definitely want to
fine.
get that plugged in.
Along with the map, you do find little excerpts on each location. And these are all written sort of kind of like in this mindflayers kind of like notes, like his like dictation, what he's learned about it so far.
It'd be worth my time to like write some of this down so that it could be referenced by any of the crew if needed in the future.
I was just gonna suggest you translating some stuff from it.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what area you want to ask about, and I will give you the information I have on that area, or that the Mind Flayer has.
At least to start with, let's get the info on Blitzspur.
Blitzburg.
Blitzspur.
He said, it is written down as the homeworld of the lunar-born, dragonborn, as well as, a location of, where a section of the Underdark is. As well as there is a recollection of another race, known as, let me pull up my notes, but, it says, any of that species was pretty much wiped out when, this place got pulled in, to this area. For some reason, my stuff's not wanting to show up. This PDF, stuff I got here. Give me a second. I gotta look up.
Technology!
Acknowledge. The group, a great empire of psionics known as the Thon. Thaan. But anything left of them was said to be destroyed.
Upon hearing that, could I do like another check to see if I might have caught any knowledge of that when I was in school, or probably not at all?
The Thon is not one I don't think Strixhaven would know about.
Okay, cool. Had to ask.
Yeah, it says that unfortunately they were a close ally to the Lunarborn, but when the Mind Flayers arrived, they were shortly wiped out within the first couple months of the Mind Flayers arriving here. As far as who was here.
Okay. I'll start a notebook to keep close to, I'm assuming like the navigation screens so that can be referenced. Like start a notebook for all these places.
You see, as you go to the helm, you watch as a little cartography table appears. A place for you to do all that.
Oh, I like this ship.
Okay.
Did we also want to choose a second pilot? Backup pilot?
We should do that, huh?
Probably.
So currently,
The
right now,
Dragonborn
those that can
Pilot's gonna
cast...
need to sleep at some point.
Mark can
Those-
cast spell.
Mark,
Yeah, I can cast spells if you.
Mark, Happy Smoke, can also cast spells as well.
I can cast one spell.
Chocolate
Does
can
that
fly. Hey, as long as you have a spell modifier, yeah, that's all that matters.
The only spell I know is Cure Wounds.
Hey, you know what?
That's a good one to know.
Yeah,
That's a good one to know.
That
You could
is
have used that one earlier on.
Yeah, that is. I would say that is a prerequisite for the Spelljammer helms. Someone that knows magic has to be attuned to it. So, between what you've got, so Mark.
3 out of the 4 people can cast spells.
Yeah. Then
So-
also including Happy Smoke as a APC if you guys need him.
So
He has
for
large
for
spells.
navigating a spelljammer, is that more of like an intelligence, a wisdom?
So at least the way that they've got it listed, it should be, I think it's wisdom. Let's see. Like, what do you like? I think it depends on, like, are you more worried about like when somebody tries to do like a spelljammer duel or what?
Well, yeah, like if we have to do any like fancy navigational type
So
flying or anything like that.
So for spelljammer duels, like when someone tries to like take over your spelljammer, it's a Constitution check, and it's basically like Constitution versus Constitution.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's that. Then I believe I was looking at. Let me double check. I found some third party, because we love all third party stuff. Rules for additional like ship and stuff like that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. From what it looks like, let's see. It would, depending on what it would be, like if it is, say, for instance, trying to do a barrel roll, I might do something like either probably survival or something to do with your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so that's basically wisdom or intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because I'm really good at one, and I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
okay with the other. So
Probably
that's why I'm kind of like, which one
Yeah.
are we working off of? And you're like, yes. And I'm like, that's not an answer.
I know it's not because
All the
so
things.
because it doesn't give me an answer, and so I'm trying
No,
to
I
think.
hear you.
I'm still working that
Answer is,
out.
it depends.
I'm still it really does depend on what you're doing, with the ship. That's kind of the issue. It kind of just depends on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand like the Constitution versus Constitution for like any type of
the Spelljammer
you know
rules.
mental battle type
Yeah.
of a thing, right?
Yeah, So me personally, I think if you're trying to do like a special maneuver, it should go off whatever your spell modifier is. If you're a bard, it's going to be charisma. If you're an artificer wizard, it's going to be
Int, yeah,
yeah.
intelligence.
That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm still gonna make. I still am gonna look and see if there's something I find that's better, or I'll just make
that
the
makes
decision.
sense to me.
Yeah.
We might go ahead and just implement it. I think for right now, until I find something else, I think that's what we'll decide. Just whoever.
We'll just work off a spell modifier.
Yeah, whoever it is attuned, who it's attuned to. So currently, because it's Demakra, it's wisdom right now.
Yeah. So it might be smart for it to go with me because my intelligence is an 18.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty darn smart.
Yeah, I was gonna say you be the secondary pilot.
okay.
Yeah, I mean the only thing is I don't have like any navigation type skills.
Well, that's why you still got Demakra.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel dumb. My intelligence is 12. Why am I flying?
Because it's like you're more of a flying person. My guy never really wanted to be like a pilot. I don't have any piloting skills at all. Zero. And I think you have some, don't you?
Depends.
Doesn't Demakra have piloting skills like ships or land vehicles or ocean vehicles or something like that?
I think we discussed that, but I don't think we never made a decision.
I knew they were originally the navigator.
Yeah, so you would have had
Yeah,
that.
I navigated way back in episode 1.
Yeah, you would have had that proficiency then. So, I would say yeah. You have some sort of land vehicle proficiency. I would say.
Yeah, some type of vehicle. I have zero vehicle
Yeah.
proficiencies.
Is there
That's
any...
the main reason why I never went down that path. My guy is more science and, he does more of the theoretical than the practical physics.
Is there anything with your with this map that you want to know while you're going through that? Anything you want?
We want to know more about like that Broken Gate area that Lust was wanting to go to.
I was gonna say what I want to do eventually, and just as we have time, or as I have time, is write down all the notes to every place that is available in this booklet. Or are you asking, do I want to look at anything else right this second?
Is there anything like, so you're currently looking at the Dreadspace system map, and as you click on each little spot, it pulls up a little description of the place. Are you want to look at each one?
Eventually, as time allows, I imagine that translating everything that's on this
we'll
is
say
going to take time.
so you'll probably look at the Broken Gate section then.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay. So for the
My bad.
I gotta pull that part up. Let's see here. That's gonna be raw. Should be all right here. Okay. So this is basically what you learn about the Broken Gate. This is the remains of what was once a planet or moon. But it's not what was there, it's what's there now. It is the most cosmopolitan and important city in spacefaring. It is basically a large city that occupies what was left of whatever moon or planet this was. It talks about it being a safe port, and and it talks briefly about a merchant there, Abador. All business goes through him.
Clarification, this note, safe port. This was written by a mind flayer.
I was just about to bring that up.
For them.
Yes.
Okay, just clarifying.
Yes.
Because the next thing I was going to say is if you could, like, just skim through all of them to see if there was a place that might be good for us. You know? Maybe there's a place where the mind flayer says, oh, these people haven't been all killed yet or something.
Don't go there. People are rude.
Anything else you want to learn?
I just do a general skim of some of the other entries looking for unsafe port.
A unsafe port for mind flayers? It looks like there's a couple entries here. There has been some issues and Jaharka
Okay.
they have not been able to establish their colony there because there is a war going on right now between another mind flayer and a Nyogi warlord. They pretty much have turned that planet into a war zone. So, as far as this mind flayer colony is concerned, they have not been able to establish a link there.
What warlord?
A Nyogi, a little spider creature. They are they're not attractive at all. And it even shows a picture of a Nyogi. If you guys want to see this beautiful picture of this creature, let me see. You want to see a picture of the Nyogi?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay, you want to see a
You
picture?
mentioned it now.
Yeah. Okay.
We must see this.
All right. We're gonna pull up the Nyogi. Let's see. It's basically. Let's see. There we go. I'm gonna put this in the Discord chat for you guys. Should be right there. There you go.
Ugh.
Oh.
Okay.
Now ain't that just cute?
But picture
How
that
big
these
is
things,
that? Is that like...
These things have long necks too. Like this doesn't show a good picture of it. I'm trying to find a better picture.
Yeah, because a long neck makes it all fine.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Didn't like the sound of that.
that's a better picture of what these things look like. Oh my god. No, these creatures serve them. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, so those are servants. These are the Nyogi.
Yeah.
So there's a war going on between
Is there fuzzy?
a mind flayer and those things on Jakar. They have not been able to set any sort of foothold there.
I can see why.
Do we know anything about these creatures?
So wait, didn't Lust say that she had a Nyogi ship?
She said an old Nyogi scouting ship.
Huh. Okay.
If you want to make a history check on these guys, if you want to.
Sure.
What's that? I can do a history check?
Ooh.
Yeah, history's fine.
Chaw! Bam! 28.
28, okay.
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
For them, it doesn't really say much about their homeworld, but they are essentially conquerors. They are a conqueror race. They go and try and conquer. For the most part, they end up enslaving Umber Hulks. For the most part.
What, the Naogi's people? These spider-looking things?
Yeah, they end up using Umber Hulks as slaves. And
Jeez.
they end up using them as personal guardians, slaves, workers, whatever they need.
Yeah, that's not a safe place for the mind flayers because it's not a safe place for anybody. Yeah, we don't want to go there either if we can help it. Let the mind flayers weaken them before we go.
Picture. Wow.
Yeah, these aren't cuddle bunnies. These are
So
ruthless,
this
mindless
is
killers.
a situation where the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
The enemy is the enemy of my enemy is my enemy. Yeah, I don't think they would. Yeah. These guys probably make the Drow look like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. Let's say.
Yeah.
There.
Let's never go there.
There is a. Let's not go there.
Let's not go there. Yep.
Great.
Make a note. We'll put a big skull and crossbones there.
Yep, skull icon. Let me find that in the emoticons.
Yeah, it's like a big FU goes right there.
Yes.
There is a quick little excerpt on Varen, promising, but dealing with Thawne has been an issue. And that name is T capital Laan. It talks about basically this land, from what he describes it as, a desolate planet made for vampires.
Oh, it's better than Jaharkra.
Marginally better.
Not by much.
Right.
No, the broken gate really isn't starting to sound all that bad.
Clore, it talks about it being a mass of planets surrounded by the sounds of a clock. And as time passes through this space, the planets that arrive here die as they vanish before my eyes.
Where is this at?
That was in Varen?
That is in Clore.
There's a big area here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem to gather around this bright, radiant star. When they approach, they vanish.
So it seems like everything on here that has a name is something to be avoided.
Yeah.
The Void Gate, massive expanse of where all this sits. There are some planets that have not been explored, but we'll look into those in this just large area. So this large area from here down to here is the Void Gate. It is just an endless void of just worlds just hanging around. So when I mentioned the Void Gate, it's just this entire expanse. There is an excerpt quickly on the world known as Torsant. Let me pull up Torsant. Where did it go? That's not it. There it is. Okay. This one talks about home to a major battlefield of the Second Inhuman War, which I would say, Mark, you've heard that phrase before, the Inhuman War. There was a time
Is this
where,
something?
yeah, this.
I was
is
gonna say,
like
does this
old.
trigger like from my past?
Triggers from a little bit, yes. You can picture now, just this world of, looks like elves are just these large star moths coming down to this world and killing anyone and everyone in sight. It is a mass of just lush forest jungles and swamps. This used to be part of the Elven Empire during the Second Inhuman War, but it has been abandoned since then.
Do I happen to recall if I was on which side?
You were on. It looks from what
The invaders or the invaded?
you were. I think you were on the invaded. At least from what you can tell, you see a lot of goblinoids just falling at your feet, and you see one kind of like dying in your arms, and nothing after that.
It's like buffer overrun. Okay.
Yep. A quick little memory kind of pops up when that is mentioned. And then it talks about the Bone Reef. This, in all purposes, is a mass Kindori skeleton graveyard.
Oh, what?
A mass Kindori skeleton graveyard. Basically, just picture a bunch of Kindori skeletons floating, and people have built. There is a spot on one of the whales where they actually did build a place for only the roughest and most tyrannical of wild spacers arrive. Res's kind of people. In the Kindori graveyard. But this is basically what it basically is.
Got it.
And somebody just went ahead and built all these graveyards and just decided to make a little, like, spaceport colony in this area.
Yeah,
Some of the
'cause
greatest,
why wouldn't you?
some of the greatest cities in history have been built on the ruins of previous civilizations and life. They're just kind of taking it in a different perspective.
That is basically what you get. You can see that
Okay.
there are still entries. It talks about the John Jatoric system right next to the Broken Gate. From what this little entry shows, that the Broken Gate used to be a planet or moon in this system, but then in this little like space of the Void Gate, there are other planets that they have not taken the chance to
Explore
yet.
Yeah.
So there's lots of potential that we can find other allies throughout.
Potentially.
Yeah. Because it would be probably nice to have, if we're going to be able to get off this rock, that we find another rock that we could possibly use to like retreat to. You know what I mean?
That's true. It sounds like
Well, I wanna get some
ideally,
things.
if we could find somewhere in the Void Gate that we could mark on our map and know it's a safe haven, that'd be great. But
Yes.
that takes a lot of time to explore them.
Oh yeah.
Figure that out for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else you need from the map? I think that's pretty much everything.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Rez, is there anything that you want to do or accomplish while they're all doing this?
No, I think Rez is all set.
Okay. Anything you guys want to accomplish on your new and improved ship? So at least for the current time, this token right here, so that should be the space that theoretically I put it here just so you guys know how much room it takes up. I looked up how much a large vehicle, a large animal would take up, and that's about what it takes up. So you guys make a decision whether or not you want to take one of these along or not.
Is there a way that we can possibly mount them up on top here?
There is, and if you do it right, you could potentially turn the tail into a ramp.
Because I'm just thinking, because there's 4 of us and we really need 2 vehicles.
Yeah, no, you
If
should
we're
be
gonna
able
go,
to. There's ways. Basically what he'd have to do is like make kind of like, kind of the same thing that kind of like bolts this catapult down.
yeah,
And just put it right there and just attach a chain and link it to a part of the bike to hold it. Because even if you guys are in this envelope, these things are still going to move if they're not bolted down.
yeah.
So, but yeah, he could definitely make some sort of rigging system to keep them from going anywhere. Whether it's like a bike rack or a chain to the side of the ship. Whatever you guys think would look the best.
Okay.
So,
That's just my 2 cents.
So,
I'll let everybody
let's-
else jump in.
So let's think about that. So you guys, so you should be able. Only problem is I forgot how to flip the token to where it faces the other way. Because I assume you guys want to try to line them up to where you can go in between them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Advanced. Flip. Oh, there we go.
If you click on it, there should be like the blue dot at the top, and you can like spin it around.
There we go. There we go. Like that?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so you can put one there. So, let's say, for instance... So I did say that these parts are shaved down. So you could, theoretically... put another one right there.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. And that's, if that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And that also leaves that center portion open for anything else we happen to gather and collect too. So that inside hole. You know, that area over here.
Yeah.
We can still save that for whatever
Yeah. If you guys want to use that
junk we get.
for whatever. He did tell you that in this room where your alchemist stuff is, not only is your alchemist supplies there, but all your cauldron and your stuff for where you cook is too.
Okay, cool.
He kind of put, and there are cabinets that you know, that kind of thing. Okay, this is where the kitchen supplies is. This is where the alchemist supplies is.
Yep.
That way, it's all kind of organized. He said.
Sounds good.
He said if you're going to use that space for both, he's at least going to organize it so you don't mix and match.
That'd probably be a good thing.
Yeah. So that's basically what those boxes are supposed to represent. They're supposed to represent the cabinets that are kind of like hanging, kind of on the walls.
Sure.
Sure. You'd be surprised what you could do with mending and fabricate.
Mm-hmm.
You can see his fingers are definitely raw because of all the fabricating he had to do. Between him and Harrywood, they both had fabricate. It took a lot of fabricating to do this, but they made it work. All right. I think that's a good point for us to take a break real quick. I gotta go to the... I guess we can go ahead and pick back up. So, is there anything that you guys want to try to accomplish this rest of the day at the workshop? You guys still have a considerable amount of time left in the day.
There's something we were gonna take back to the Dragonborn. Does anybody remember? Or is it just if we find good information, we'll let you know?
I think it was if you find good information, you were going to. And
okay.
And I think you guys discussed obviously taking back Nimwe's egg if you ever found it. But I think that was it.
Okay.
No, that was it.
Well, do we want to tell them about this map or not? So we can't take everybody somewhere all at once.
Well, we don't really know of anywhere safe to take people anyways.
So true. Personally, I think we'd want to keep that kind of to ourselves for the moment. If we find somewhere safe we could take people, then say, oh, hey, get you guys out of here.
They might wonder why we didn't tell them we could leave then.
It's, in my head, it's more the situation of I don't want everyone swamping the lifeboat. They get it in their heads that they can get off the planet and they want to. They won't let us leave, even if we wanted to, without them. Be my only concern.
And to be fair, it is kind of out of the way to just go there and tell them.
Well, we had discussed going that way to get to the drow.
Yeah, that's if you guys still want to do that.
This is true. This is true. We discussed that before Lust came through with this new bit of information.
Well, there's always the scouting trip into one of the big holes.
That's
We
true.
could try that.
We could at least get some information. And that could possibly lead us to a way to get to Oda?
Yep. Okay.
It'll give us something to do while we wait for our suits.
Let's do that. We'll scout a hole.
Scout a hole.
Carefully.
Huh?
Out in a hole.
We go to the map and choose which one to.
Yeah. Tell me which. Tell me what path you want to take. And we'll. There is. I mean, there's one right there.
Yeah, there's one right there.
I see no reason to go out of our way.
Yeah, I'd say we just go there.
Okay. So you guys are taking the crew of the Void Flyer in the ship the way it is, and you guys have. It doesn't take long. He goes ahead and mounts the bikes on top, and is able to secure them to where they're not gonna just tip over, and just kind of like land in your gravity field upside down. That would be an interesting thing to see, because that's basically what would happen. It would just hit the dome and just kind of like lay against the dome. But as you do arrive to where this hole is,
I will say, I would want to make sure we have everyone that, like all 9 crew members with us. Just in case.
Yep, all 9 crew members are aboard. Okay. So you currently are flying with a full crew towards this hole. As you guys leave, you notice that since you guys left Akamonia, the lightning storms have not lit up. Keep that in mind. But as you guys approach, the flash of the lightning kind of strikes, and you can see the entrance to this large hole. It looks like it's been carved out almost by something. Something bigger than your ship. You begin to...
Like a giant worm?
Possibly.
Well, I'll be ready to shift it into reverse on short notice then.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and begin descending down into this hole. You can see a little bit of this yellow just gas kind of like drifting from out of the hole. And as you begin to descend down, Rez, why don't you go ahead and roll me a d20 as you guys are investigating this.
Oh no.
This canyon, or this section of
Well, while you're rolling that, I'll say, let's do it slow to see, just to make sure that.
What speed are you wanting to take the ship then?
Yeah, I was
slow.
gonna say, slow to make sure that the gas doesn't actually come into
The actual
the ship
Okay.
before we just go all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, to double check this theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking to look for teeth if we pass any, but that's also a good reason.
Yeah.
We enter in that worm from Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Truth check.
y'all weren't, but you might be now.
Oh, I gave the DMI an idea. I'll stick
That
that now for the
was it.
rest
I was
of the
already
session.
thinking it. I was already thinking
That
it.
was not part of my plan, but now that you mention it,
A purple worm shoots out from the hole.
alright,
Let
me pull up your stat sheet. So you're going slow. The fastest it can go is 70 miles or 70 feet. So you want to keep it at just like a little like a cruising speed or a slower speed than cruise.
Slower speed than cruise.
Okay.
At least until we make sure that the smoke isn't coming in.
Okay. You watch as it seems to approach on the ship, but your natural gravity field seems to push it away.
That's good.
Okay. I do a survival check and see if there's anything that resembles an oral structure of some kind of large monstrosity.
Sure, yeah, you may do that. What was that D20 roll that you gave me, Rez?
What D20 roll?
I wanted you to roll me a D20.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Oh, okay. I just need you to roll me a D20.
Oh well, because I rolled an 8 on my survival check.
Beautiful.
I got a 10.
A 10? Okay. Takes you guys some time. As you descend, not only the light from the spell generator itself, but a little bit of light begins to approach. I would say 5 minutes into your traversing this hole. You can see on the sides. Yeah. You guys are still going at slow speed.
I mean, are we going straight down?
Yeah. Are you guys going straight down?
Is that the way that I'm going? The way the tunnel is going.
Yeah. Then yes, the tunnel's going straight down at the current moment.
Okay.
One thing I was going to ask is how much room is there between the
wall,
ship and the sides of this?
I would say probably at least 60 feet.
Okay.
Okay. Bad.
Gives you enough room to maneuver around and everything. Thankfully, the Damselfly is able to do that.
There are lights showing up below us.
Yes, it looks like some sort of bioluminescent fungi begins to appear. And then the color begins to change. It was just a natural, green, yellow glow. Now it's almost blue, dark purple at this point.
Is that the same as what we saw?
It's not the same fungi where it's like the strands. These are actual large mushrooms.
Chuck, though, we're just on the same channel tonight.
Yeah, you guys are like, come on, no, no. It's not. It's not quite the same.
You want to keep going, or should we about face?
I think we're good to keep going.
Let's keep
Rev
going.
it up.
Rev it up. Oh, right here then. As you continue to do so, for the most part, you can now begin to see It seems to be beginning to look like small subterranean fissures begin to form in certain spots as this tunnel begins to widen. And now
Do these look...
you watch as you now descend. You are now looking down at a large, just cavern. It is wide, and at this point, you can see tunnels going in all different directions.
It was like lit up
these-
everywhere by those mushrooms.
Yes.
Okay. Are the tunnels made in the same way as the one we just descended through? As if by some large monstrosity?
Yes.
Eh. Have a space worm.
There are currently 4 paths.
I mean, if it was a giant worm that made this, it could be dead.
Could also be hibernating. Can we see the bottom of this?
Of this cavern itself, yes. It's about another 300 feet, but yes.
Okay. Oh, Captain, where do you want to go?
Picture, if you will. We'll use a blank page as our Underdark map. We'll say, I went ahead, and here's our ship. Should be. Can you all see this little white map? Or no? Here we go. All right. So here's our ship.
Okay.
I need to. Okay, I'm making nothing but yellow dots. I just realized that. I'm not doing anything productive. I'm trying to like resize it, and it's like yellow dot, more yellow dot. Okay, here
I
we
was
go.
gonna say, are those stand-ins for our tokens? That's cool.
No. So this is your ship. There is going to be a tunnel system. This tunnel system. Where's the? Now I gotta find. I gotta do the freehand again. Tunnel system. We're gonna do brown for a tunnel. This way. This way. This way. And this way.
Which way would north be?
We'll do north that way. That would be north.
I say this way, southwest.
Southwest,
All right.
where you want to go?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Same slow pace, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I figured I'd ask. Low pace.
Okay. You begin to slowly continue your path down this way. And these tunnels seem to go for ever. And this tunnel just kind of it curves in certain spots, so you kind of follow the curve. Now beginning to realize it probably was a large worm that probably initially made this. From what it looks like, just the way how it was carved out, in turns at at weird angles, but you continue to follow it. And you watch as the tunnel itself begins to go down. Almost like a straight, just down. Do you continue from this point?
Keep following?
Yeah, do you keep following?
Yeah.
I'm asking the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
As you ascend down, from where you are, I would say this is the best depiction of kind of what you basically see as you continue to go down. 5 minutes pass till you see what I'm about to show you. That did not save like it was supposed to. Sometimes the pictures save, sometimes they don't. But in case,
Sin Yogi.
yeah, it's in the freaking Yogi. Why does it not want to do that? Alright, let's try this again. Let's try. Give me a second. Here we go. That's still better. There we go. Let's see. Let's try. Well, no, it's not wanting to do that one either. Why? Why you do this to me? And right now, of all times, like it'll save, but then it won't save it as the file that type of file I want it to, and it never shows up.
Rude.
So I'm gonna use the picture the best as I can, and describe what you see. It looks like an open cavern. Then it looks like you can see faint purple glow coming from a city beneath the glow. Black twisted spires with the stalagmites hanging from the top. Every now and again you see these almost like stone archways that kind of go from different sections of the cities. Each building just emanates this purple light from any open area, whether it be a window, door, or a spot, an open section in the building itself. Kind of like in the center, there's this large black citadel with a purple glow that just emanates from it. You can almost see looks like thousands upon thousands of webs just stringing across this part, and you can see what looks to be drowse with the lower half of a spider running across, and they seem to be guarding this large citadel. You are currently kind of in this like little section of the tunnel where you can look down, but you're kind of like hovering to where you're like looking down but not showing yourself.
Yeah. As soon as I see that, I'm going to stop.
And you can just, I mean, it's just a basic. I wish it would freaking send this picture, because this picture is absolutely freaking gorgeous, but it doesn't want to do that for some reason.
Of course not. That'd be too easy.
That would be too easy.
Alright,
Well, I think
so
we
good
found the
news and bad
drow.
news, I guess.
Say that again, Chuck, though?
Good news and bad news, I guess. Bad news is obviously, here's the drow. Good news is that if they've built a whole city down here, I don't think the worm that made this place is here anymore.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, I don't think we can go any further without it being, fly caught in a web, so how about we go back to one of the other paths?
That sounds like a good idea. We'll backtrack.
Backtrack, okay.
Once we get a little bit away from the city, like a minute away, I'll go to a casual pace since we know there's no worm here.
Okay.
At least back to the center point.
Alright, back to the center point where you were. So you went eventually southwest. So we'll do purple for drow. Okay, you found drow
Choice.
down that path.
Love it.
What path do you want to take?
Let's go southeast.
And we know what's
Southeast.
sounds good. We know it's to the northwest, sort of, eventually. Southeast sounds good.
Southeast. I gotta look at southeast again.
We will be going back
northwest
to the
last.
slow pace.
Interesting.
Good idea. Northwest last.
Interesting.
I agree with going back to a slow pace, just in case there's
Okay.
Just
more
Cover our
sky
butts.
sharks or something, I don't know.
weird oogie boogie things.
Weird oogie boogie things. I love it. Okay. As you do so.
Oh, I forgot to, I don't know if you'd say it's too late for this or not, but, the astral elf, the other one that was, with the drow.
Hador, yeah.
Yeah. Does he have any comments about seeing that
He was,
city?
the Citadel is where he and Kodo were held.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Somewhere beneath that glow, there's some sort of arena of sorts, guarded by those Driders. If you get too out of place, they descend from their webs above and take care of you.
We don't have that special ammo yet, do we?
Not yet. That's something he's
Okay.
still working on.
Just thinking that the alchemist fire
Might be
might be
pretty.
good to cause some havoc while we
Try to jump in and. That would be interesting. I would love to see you try. I'd love that. Alright, cool. Let's do
You
it.
can certainly try.
Then do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, hey, I mean, I'm all for it. Okay. You
He
guys.
just wants to kill us again.
You guys are going down southwest path.
Southeast.
Southeast path. Thank you. Chocta, roll me a d20 if you would.
Oh boy. 9.
9. Okay.
Nope, 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 nope.
This path seems to be longer than your previous path. And instantly, as you just kind of just coast through, the bioluminescence that you were beginning to get used to kind of begins to go away. As the tunnel comes to the end, and you come to this open expanse, first sight, it looks like a deserted colony. There are spires that kind of go up. They're simply designed the same way that it seemed Mount Macabre is. Like how it's like spirals up. It's almost built in the same design, but on a smaller scale, like a miniature Eiffel Tower underneath all this. And from what you can tell, it is desolate. There seems to be no sign of life. You do see across the what is left of what may have been a colony here. Just empty, quiet mist drifting across the ground here.
So it's filled with that mist,
Yes.
the danger mist.
Yeah, it's just ever encroaching on the ground.
Guessing that's probably
The
what happened.
architecture.
I'm guessing that's probably what happened here is the mist. That's why it's abandoned.
Do these buildings look like drow construction or mind flayer construction?
They
You said they're similar to Mount Macabre.
They resemble more how the mind flayers build. At least from what you can tell from how the mind flayer lab that you guys came out of, and at least quick little pictures of nautiloid ships and how they design things and everything like that. It's similar in how they build, but it looks abandoned.
Okay.
Like there is no sign of life whatsoever.
Might be an interesting place to poke around once we get the suits.
Yeah, agreed.
For now, let's head back.
Mark that on the map and go on to the next one.
Okay.
Yep.
Where do you go from here?
Northeast?
Yep.
Going northeast. Northeast. So you guys are going back to the original spot. Okay. It's interesting enough. You guys go down this tunnel. It splits off into two more paths. One heading northeast, one sort of leaning more towards the north.
I know
What's-
we're underground. Would I have any sense if this north-ish tunnel would be leading more directly toward Mount Macabre?
Yes.
And I suggest continuing northeast.
Sounds good.
Agreed.
Okay, you
We'll
continue.
continue northeast.
Continue northeast. Okay. Continue
We'll
northeast.
poke the clowns.
Oh, we're going to the clowns? Can we
Yeah,
turn
the
back?
clowns. Forgot about that. I'm sure we'll be fine.
After about 2 hours,
Ooh.
Make a perception check for me.
Oh.
Would that be everyone?
Thank
Yes, everybody.
Everyone.
goodness, because I got a 3.
Everybody, make me a perception check.
I got a nat 1.
We got a 13.
13. Okay.
Suddenly
Here's
our
all
ship
the
is
bad
covered in
rolls.
clouds.
And the clowns come out of nowhere and kill us.
It's strange. What was a tunnel gives way to what looks like a gray, barren landscape. It opens like you guys are above ground again. And you can see, as you guys are coming in, just right there, where this gray, barren expanse begins to appear, this red, violet, white flower begins to appear in patches on the so-called barren landscape. From this point, you can begin to see many tents spread out amongst themselves. Some tents are bigger than others.
About face, back in the hole.
Turn around. Yeah.
Nope.
Good idea. Not dealing with space clowns today.
Guys,
You want to try the North Tunnel? I think that goes to Mount Macabre.
Maybe better if we don't.
I agree. Back to center, back to home base.
Yeah.
okay, gonna go back out of the hole back to Hastings workshop.
I believe we wanted to check the northwest.
Northwest tunnels.
We have an
Might as
idea
well.
where that might go.
Eventually, you watch as this one kind of goes up and then down again, but you do seem to find what looks to be a large open cavern, probably about maybe 150 feet in diameter. And on the other side of the tunnel looks to be a caved off tunnel. But what you can tell and what you guys know about where you're at right now, you think you are pretty close to Amaconia.
Yeah. As we suspected.
Yeah, you could probably guesstimate that used to be a underground entrance to the city, but now obviously it's completely blocked.
Yeah. So a question that occurs to me, and this may be nitpicking a bit.
What's up?
So we just went to these. When we went to Amaconia the first time, it took us like 4 days to get there.
Yes.
So are we so far down to the center of this planet that we don't technically have to travel as long to get to these places? Or have we been down here for multiple days?
You don't know.
It's fair. Is there a timekeeping device on the ship?
Not at the current moment.
Okay.
I'm assuming you bring that up in character too.
Yeah, Captain, how long have we been down here?
Not too long.
That's what I thought. Been traveling an awful lot, and it seems like it took longer to get from Workshop to Ambaconia. Here we are. I know we haven't rested for a while. I'm not that tired yet.
Good point. I guess I didn't notice because I'm not used to sleeping.
Yeah. Rez, don't you sleep?
Oh yeah, I sleep
Are you tired?
a bit.
More
mean,
than usual.
I don't really feel that tired.
Maybe we should head back to the workshop and see how long we've been gone.
Yeah. That's all 4 directions explored anyways.
Alright. You guys are going back to the workshop?
Huh?
Okay.
Yep.
As you guys show up, you see, Hastefield is, just now, coming out. Oh, just about time you finally got back. I was beginning to worry that you got lost.
How long were we gone?
By my count, and by Harry was the one keeping track, you were gone 19 days.
Oh,
Oh!
Huh.
Okay.
Definitely didn't feel like that.
No. Few hours, maybe.
Your friend Lust stopped by. After the 9th day, she wanted to let you know that she found her vessel. I told her you had not rowed back. Maybe they tried reaching out to you. But if you were only gone that long, this is worse than we thought.
Yeah, time's a little wonky down there.
Dear. Alright, well, at least you're back now. It was 19 days for us, but only a couple hours for you. Right.
Well, several.
Yeah.
Could I, do a check and maybe sit down and try to figure out, okay, so it took us 2 hours to go from, our central descent point to the tents and same amount of time back and, do the math.
Something's off. I would say with just your passive insight, you're able to tell something somewhere doesn't make sense. If anything, you guys should have got back here. Probably, it would be considered your guys' nighttime.
Okay, so, no more than 8 hours.
Yeah, no more than 8 hours.
Okay.
Gone through all those tunnels. No more than that.
Okay. So, a little under 8 hours or so equals 19 days. Or so it would seem.
So, 2 days an hour, about? No, more than that.
Yeah, 2 1/4. Ish.
Alright.
I love that that's the song that's going to play as soon as you guys learn that. kind of just like it just brings out the weirdness, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Well, in that time frame, I did complete the Alchemist Fire and the ammunition that you all asked about.
Good.
I hope your long, short journey at least led you to some answers or help you somewhat. Did you learn anything?
Yeah.
We learned a few things.
Democker, you think
That we were gone for 19 days.
you could draw out a map?
Yeah, no problem. I'll draw out what I remember flying through in 8 hours.
Strange, you covered that much distance. Something somewhere just doesn't add up. So...
So time is slower down there.
Could be part of whatever curse is plaguing this place.
You know, that might explain why it seems like the drow haven't been too affected by the mind flayers. Lunar Dragonborn have. The time is going faster for the Dragonborn than it is for the drow. It only makes sense that they'd be in a worse condition than the drow.
Right.
Right.
So to them, it's like nothing's happened to them yet.
I
Yeah,
wonder if they even know.
it might not.
Something to keep in mind.
Huh.
This also makes me wonder about what other time weirdness there might be.
There's no telling. Me and mine and Harrywood's time was spent back over at the dark factories. I'm sorry. I wish we could have been more helpful with that. We spent so many years here, and you found out more in less time than we ever did.
No need to be sorry, I don't think. They're a group of people who have some interesting skills. A taste for adventure.
Well, welcome back at least. It's nice to see all of you again. I'll go ahead and make those changes to the ship. Then perhaps discuss our next move. Apparently time is not on our side.
Doesn't look it.
Right. So learning that, anything that you guys want to try to accomplish this evening?
I definitely want to spend some good quality time with Saphis, who has probably thought I abandoned him.
Oh, he just, like, like one of those videos you see, like the soldier coming back home, just goes absolutely bonkers. Like, see.
Sorry, buddy. I'm not going to leave you behind next time. All the scritches, all the treats that I have available, a couple good berries.
Yep.
Yeah. And using one of my Dragonborn claws to keep scratching Zaphis, I try to do some kind of calculation to figure out if there's a correlation between time that I remember us traveling in the tunnels to various places versus what real time might be. Like, for example, I know it took 4 days to get to Amaconia overland versus, hour or however long it took to get there through the tunnels. Could I try to correlate that in some way? Essentially what I'm trying to figure out is how far is it over land to get to these places that we found. That's even helpful.
Over land, you've only been to Amaconia. So that would be the only one you'd be able to do. You guys have not been over to this section.
Yeah, I'm saying if I can figure out a correlation between known land time and known tunnel time, I then extrapolate, okay, so known tunnel time to the tents and space clowns was 2 hours one way. Therefore, using the same ratio as Amaconia land time versus tunnel time, did I make a guess how many days that might be?
Oh!
Or is that higher math than I did?
That's probably higher math than what you're able to probably do, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Then I'm just paying attention to Saphis.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Unfortunately. If you were a wizard, I'd let you make a check, but
You'll have to ask Mark.
I respect that.
Yeah, Mark might be able to figure it out, but I don't think anybody else could.
Can we just say that I asked him to calculate that while he's in rest mode?
Yeah, while he's in stasis, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, well, I'll ask him to do that while he's in stasis.
I'll allow that, that's fine. That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. Rez, is there anything you want to try to accomplish?
Nothing that I think is necessary.
Chocla, anything for you?
Take a look at the new ammunition we got, and figure out if there's any weight difference or anything between that and the regular ammunition, and how that might affect aiming for it.
Okay. From what you can tell, as far as the alchemist fire, it is not much difference at all. It's actually a little lighter because it's more like a cask of a fire than like a stone catapult cannon. So just so you know, the alchemist fire per cask it's 3d4 fire damage. Then the ballista rounds, there is at the very right where the ballista is, where you gotta go underneath to the under deck is what I call it. He shows you it basically he calls it a griffin's claw because it is a type of ammunition that's been used before, but not with the damselfly. But because you guys made it a little sturdier, it can probably do this. Basically, it is a large grappling hook that, think of when it pierces the hull of something, it's supposed to extend and like almost like encase it from the inside and like yank against it with like 3 long prongs that extend out. It will be underneath the grapple condition as well as take the piercing damage from a ballista shot.
Alright.
And it's a little heavier, but you don't think you have to make any adjustments to it. With the way that he did a little extra support, gave the ballista a little extra support to kind of to make up for the extra weight. They are still working on the concussive ammo. They think they have ideas of what to do with it. They're thinking about perhaps doing almost like a shatter spell, but putting it on like on the end of the ammunition for when it does it on impact. That's something that they can get one made and tested, like one made. They won't be able to test it unless you want to take it and test it, but they can't promise you that it'll work.
I'd rather not waste resources.
Okay.
To test.
Okay. So they'll do some more design work on that. But that's what they were able to complete within that time frame. Anything else for you?
That's it for me.
All right. As you guys are about to bed down for the evening, Tamakra, you get a sending from Lust. So I'm not sure if you're dead, ignoring me, or what's happened. I was able to find my vessel. It is currently beached on the side of your, I guess you can call it, mountain.
I'll respond. Sorry, got caught in a time loop. Long, complicated story. Good to know where you are. You're in the mountain too. And you meant the mountain that the workshop's in, yes?
Yes, that's what you meant.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's my message.
Okay. I do not require sleep. You get another sending, but I will let you get your long rest in, and we'll discuss our next plan, our next move in the morning.
Much appreciated. Talk to you soon.
Rez, as you are drifting in your... You have now upgraded from bucket to like a little like food trough.
Oh, fun.
So you at least have a little bit more space to be almost completely stretched out, but you have the ability to stretch out when you want to now, but keep your form, depending on how you want to do it. Basically a tub at this point, just for you. You're just kind of laying there, sleeping as you do. You begin to dream. You are off in this silvery void of space. Not entirely sure where you are, but off in the distance you can see this, what looks to be large collection of Kindori skeletons. Amongst the several thousand places of bone, you can hear the sound of what sounds to be a foghorn, and you can almost see what looks to be a large galleon ship kind of just floating across. You can almost feel it call to you. You feel yourself being dragged towards it. At the current moment, you're probably now about 100 feet away from it. From what you can tell, it does look like an old GIF galleon ship. You can definitely see remnants of what looks to be like military insignia on the door frame of one of the upper decks, and you could just hear the sounds of the wood creaking, and you could hear the sounds of something behind the door. This large, heavy footsteps approach. The door swings open. That is where you wake up. The day is yours.
What the fuck?
Once we wake up, we completed a long rest, right?
Yeah, you complete the benefits of you get the benefits of a long rest.
I'll tell everyone about the message I got from Lust. I'm sure she'll be in here shortly, more than likely.
All right.
All right. We'll say at this point, Lust kind of does come in. As you guys are kind of like hanging out outside your ship, kind of like deciding what to do. Probably talking with Hastefield about some things with the ship as she approaches. So you want to explain where you were for the past couple days?
Well, like I said, we were in a time loop. Checked one of those holes in the ground to make sure that our ship could actually go in there, and we didn't. No. Brain slugged from the fog or something. He thought we were gone for 8 hours. Found the Drow City, found the space clowns. When we got back, turned out we'd been gone for 19 days.
Interesting.
That's what we thought.
I've only heard such things happen in the Fey realm. Perhaps this place has some of that charm as well. I'm more excited to get off this place than anything now, learning that. So, what did you decide? Plans of any kind for the foreseeable future?
I can't understand what you're saying.
They were asking.
You're cutting out a bit there.
Oh, okay. I apologize. They're asking, what kind of what your guys' plans are. What do you plan to do from here? Now that you guys are regrouped.
Not even sure if we decided that.
No. I mean, there's the rescue from the drow. There's getting the stuff for the suits. And once we do that, we can go explore that abandoned city.
Yeah. There's also any number of things we could do hopping off-world.
Yeah.
And I think... should we stay or should we go is the big question here. All other questions stem from that one.
I think we should finish up business here.
I'd agree with that.
So, you want to try and free another crew member from a drow city?
Yes.
Okay. Whereabouts was that? If you can point me in a direction.
Well, we got through there through the hole. The weird time hole, so...
And that took you how long to get from there to where the city was?
Us? About... That wasn't even an hour. I don't think.
It was probably right at an hour.
Okay, so right about an hour.
Yeah, but that's in the time hole.
If you approach it from the top, the canyon, that is what, the 3 to 4 days? But you don't have the strange time difference?
I'm not quite sure I understood the question.
She's basically like trying to she's sitting there like thinking out loud, trying to like contemplate in her mind.
She's trying to figure out what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure which path is best. Then in that, I guess mainly we need to focus on, then at this point, is what you know about the city. What, if anything, what do you know about it?
I'll share what we saw.
Alright.
Don't necessarily want to call out Hador
Yeah.
myself, but I will certainly leave openings for him to volunteer information if he chooses.
He does not volunteer information to this to Lust. He is absolutely terrified of her.
Yeah, that tracks.
But you give the information that you do give, and at least what you don't tell her that Hador told you that, but you do mention light and everything, and the Drider webs across from the Citadel.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, from what I remember about Drow, that's more than likely where they're keeping your friend. So, at least from what it sounds like, if we want to do this the correct way, this needs to be a quick in and out. So that might be our best option, is going through the hole. Because you don't know where the distortion happened, do you?
Not a clue.
Because I have a feeling, generally, with something like that, it's in a centralized location. Not entirely sure where, but my guess would be it's one of those tunnels, not it just in the underground area itself. Does that make sense? One of those tunnels you went down is where one of those 4 tunnels is where your time distortion happened.
I don't know.
How were we able to go to all the places and still have it only be 8 hours for us?
Yeah.
Not entirely sure. Like I said, that is just what my guess would be. But
There were some glowy mushrooms as we went down the first tunnel. Big hole in the ground.
perhaps that's when it started then.
Maybe.
It's from that spot then.
It's a question for the DM. Were there some of those glowy mushrooms as we popped out close to the tents?
By the tents, where you guys saw the space clowns?
Like, as we approached the end of that tunnel, were there any glowy mushrooms there?
Yes, there were.
Ah. Okay. And were there glowy mushrooms toward the end of the tunnel going to Amaconia?
It stopped right almost in that cavern. So, as you guys were coming down that tunnel, there were, but when you guys came to that open, like, expanse, there was none. Like, almost like it was completely, like, cut off.
Okay.
Starting to think that if Mark was here, he would have wanted a sample of these mushrooms.
Too bad he's busy.
Yeah, we'll say he's probably working on something else at this point. Probably trying to figure out your concussive bolt. Well, either way, it seems like your hole behind the shop is going to be your best way in. We'll need to get in, grab your friend, and get out.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I am ready whenever you all are. If we are going to be doing this together, then it is time for me to at least divulge at least what I am capable of doing, at least right now in my current state. So basically, for all intents and purposes, she kind of basically doesn't give you her stat block, but she basically tells you what she's capable of doing. She tells you that she's basically she's resistant to psychic damage. She could do the same thing with her body that Rez can do. Only difference is she does not require sleep, and if she's attacked by fire, if she takes fire damage, that weakens her. She basically has the aversion to fire feature. If she takes fire damage, she has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Got it.
She can detect thoughts. She can. Then, of course, she has her special thing that she can do, which is what she calls eating the memories of my snacks. It's basically
Great.
is what she calls it. She basically sits there and eats away at a person's psyche until they go unconscious. When she does that, she learns all the languages they know, gains access to their memories, and all their skill proficiencies.
Wow.
That's permanent?
The skill proficiencies only last for about an hour,
Dope.
but the memories stay.
Okay.
Then, of course, she tells you that she can pretty much like alter her body to resemble those that she has either been a host, who's been a host, or people that she has absorbed their memories. She can take their form. Basically, like disguise self.
Disguise as a snack.
She also knows common, deep speech, as well as she knows undercommon.
Ooh, indeed.
And she has blind sight. Most of the time, with that, it's like smell and taste for her. She says she gets a weird sensation when that happens, though. And she did find her ship. So I assume you all want to take a look at it, and you want to see what I'm actually talking about. This is what I'm going to be taking and hitching a ride on yours. Basically, I'm gonna hopefully take a picture of this. It will save the image like it's supposed to. We'll find out if it does or not. I doubt it will, but we'll see if it does. This is basically what it looks like. Here it is. This is basically what her ship looks like. And the way she kind of just looks at you all. So from what I understand, this used to be an old Nyogi scouting ship. They would send these to scout and colonize worlds. From what I understand, this thing used to have a special sort of spelljammer helm that would drive its structure into the head of a living creature or spelljammer and steal energy from those, and that's how it powered itself. Instead of running off a spelljammer helm, it would leech on to Kindori and other large, like, spacefaring creatures, and fly through space like that.
Charming.
Basically, what I'm asking is if this is alright, if this sits on the side of your ship.
Oh, I think so long as you're not drawing too much energy from us.
No,
It'd
that
be fine.
that is no longer a function. I altered it. There is a helm now that I'm attached to that uses my psionic ability to power the ship.
So it
Alright.
didn't need of any repairs?
No, it actually looks like it's in halfway decent condition for the most part. It was a little dusty on the inside, but it's in decent working condition. Now, I will say this is not one that is good for combat or anything. This is more of a scouting ship, and this is what I'll be staying in. But when we're on planet, where unless you need me, I'll be in this thing.
Sounds fair.
Alright, well. She goes ahead and kind of climbs inside, and she kind of begins to move it around. You see that, like, the legs kind of sit there, almost kind of like a spider for a second. Then it kind of crawls onto the side of the tail and kind of just wraps itself around the tail. And then she kind of hops out, and it is still attached to the tail even when she hops out. Alright, it should stay like that till I give it any other orders. So I guess now is the time to plan another jailbreak. Fun. Well, I should be full for at least 3 days or so. After that, I will need some substance of some kind. We'll discuss that when it comes to, because I doubt you have just aberrations lying around. Let's get started. And I think that's a great place for us to leave off. As I think Mark would want to be here for the planning of you guys attacking the Drow City. I think that will be something I want everybody here to be a part of. But goodbye, my friends. We hope you enjoyed the show. Wish we could continue, but it's time for us to go. Next time at the Bardic Cauldron.